What if the real war isn't out there, but within you? What if the battlefield lies in your mind, your heart, and your unseen boundaries? In the next few minutes, you're going to step into a quiet but powerful realm. A realm where your boundaries aren't walls of force, but pillars of inner strength. A realm where you stand not in isolation, but in firm clarity, impervious to manipulation, anchored in your own truth. Picture this. You are at a gathering of friends or colleagues. Someone begins to direct a conversation, to pull you into their drama, to subtly guilt you into doing something you don't want to. The tension rises. You feel your heart swell, your throat tighten. You sense that old urge, respond or comply. Easier than resist. But this time, something inside shifts. You pause. You don't react with anger. You don't flee with avoidance. You simply return to yourself. You feel calm. You meet their gaze. You listen. But you also hold the space your space. You say no, gently but firmly. You don't shrink. You don't lash out. You don't become a martyr. You hold your line. That moment, quiet, soft, powerful, that is the habit of the Stoic boundary. Today we'll explore 10 Stoic habits to bulletproof your boundaries against manipulators. Habits drawn from the great teachers, but deeply fitted for our modern lives. Not building walls to isolate you, but forging a fortress within. We'll begin with the story of someone I'll call David. Names changed. David had always been the helper, always the one who stepped in when someone else stepped back. He was generous, kind, loved, but he never said no. Not until the cost became too heavy. Not until someone he trusted used his kindness as an open door. Not until he realized he had turned his empathy into a burden, his boundaries into a sieve. He found himself drained, burnt out, angry at himself. And then one day, reading a quote from Epictetus, he paused. It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. He realized the manipulator's pull is only as strong as your willingness to yield. From there, he began small, a morning ritual of reflection, a vow to pause before he answered. A line said kindly, "I appreciate you, but I cannot." And gradually the world changed around him. He didn't become cold or distant. He simply became steady, quietly strong, unshakable. That's you. That's your story unfolding. Those 10 habits, if you adopt them, can transform your life. Not by turning you hard, but by turning you clear. Habit 1, own your inner domain. Epictetus reminds us, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. You have agency over your mind, your judgments, your responses. You don't have agency over others, their thoughts, their behaviors, their manipulations. When a manipulator tries to sidestep your boundary, they're pushing on what is not yours to give. Recognize that. Own what is yours. Modern example, you're at work. A colleague says, "Can you cover my shift again? You know you owe me." A manipulative pull. You feel guilt, but you pause. You say, "I'm sorry, I can't this time." You don't justify. You don't shift into self-blame. You simply exercise your domain. Habit 2, emotion check before reaction. Marcus Aurelius writes, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but your estimate of it." When someone tries to play you emotionally, guilt trips, blame, silent treatments, your first response is inside. Your estimate of their action. Pause. Sense the emotion rising. Label it. This is guilt. This is anger. This is pressure. Then choose. Do I act from this feeling, or do I act from my principle? Modern example. A friend says, "After all I've done for you," the guilt triggers you to say yes. Instead, you breathe. You recognize the feeling. You speak calmly. "I know you did, but I cannot say yes to this." The boundary holds, the relationship stays intact. Habit 3, set clear intentions. Seneca advises, set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare. So you'll better know what you have and what you don't. Translated, practice what you intend. If you intend healthy boundaries, then practice small boundary settings daily. Declare your intention. I value my time. Then guard it. Modern example. You declare, I will end meetings on time. A manipulator keeps extending conversation. You say, I need to leave now to keep my schedule. You honor your intention, silently and firmly. Habit 4. Frame no as a full sentence. Epictetus. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If you would be someone who values self-worth, then doing what you have to do includes saying no without apology. The manipulator might expect a long explanation. You owe none. A simple, clean, I cannot honors you. Modern example. Someone asks a favor late night call, extra work free. You say, I'm sorry, I cannot. You don't add, because I'm busy, I don't feel like it, maybe another time. You simply close the door. The space remains undisturbed. Habit 5. Use the mirror of nature. Marcus Aurelius. Look into nature and you'll find yourselves mirrored in it. Nature doesn't bow to manipulation. The river flows, the mountain stands. You are part of that nature. Use the metaphor. When someone tries to redirect your flow, you observe. You are still water. You adapt your course. You don't crash. Or you stand like stone. You don't move when you shouldn't. Modern example. You are in a conversation and someone tries to provoke you. They raise their voice. They jab at your self-image. You stay calm. You imagine still water. Your response is measured. The manipulator drowns in the anger they expected. You simply remain. Habit 6. Rehearse the boundary in private. Seneca. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. You rehearse your boundary moments. In your preferred quiet time, morning or evening, say to yourself, if X happens, then I respond with Y. You train your mind. The manipulator's scenario becomes less new, less shocking. You've danced the move already. Modern example. In your meditation or journal, you imagine, if someone demands my time when I've declined, I will say, no, I cannot. When it actually happens, your nervous system recognizes the move, you don't freeze. Habit 7. Keep your inner circle lean and honest. Epictetus. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Manipulators often hide in the guise of friends. They push you beyond your values. The Stoic boundary isn't about never trusting, it's about choosing trust with eyes open. If someone constantly drains you, demands without respect, you reduce their space in your circle. Modern example. A friend always calls at odd hours and expects emotional labor. You kindly tell them, I care about you, but I need to limit our talks to certain hours. Over time, you see who honors it, who keeps pressing. The circle clarifies. Habit 8. Reframe criticism as forecast, not fate. Marcus Aurelius. Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. When a manipulator criticizes you to destabilize you, don't treat the criticism as final truth. Treat it as a forecast. They predict you will comply or break. You decide, I choose not to be harmed. I decide my own value. Modern example. A boss says, if you don't work extra nights, you're not committed. They're issuing a forecast of what will happen. You respond, I am committed, and I will not sacrifice my boundaries. I'll give what I can. You don't internalize that you're not committed. You stay committed your way. Habit 9. Accept discomfort as boundary signpost. Seneca. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Setting boundaries is uncomfortable. A manipulator will resist. That discomfort is a sign you're doing something meaningful. Don't sidestep it. Use it. Let it refine you. Each time you feel the pull, you respond with a boundary. Each response is a repetition of strength. Modern example. You tell someone you cannot engage in certain behavior. They respond with anger, guilt, pressure. You feel your heart race. You breathe. You stay. You hold the line. The discomfort passes. The clarity remains. Habit 10. Reflect nightly, but without judgment. Epictetus. When you have done something, ask yourself why you did it. Then see that it was the best you could do under the circumstances. Every evening, ask, did I honor my boundaries today? Did I yield where I shouldn't have? But don't beat yourself up. Just observe. Tomorrow you improve. Manipulators may still come. You still wield your inner fortress. Modern example. Before bed, ask, did I speak and act consistent with my values? If I gave in, why? What will I do differently tomorrow? You breathe. No shame, just reflection. You grow. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself a year from now. A year of practicing these habits. You wake up calm. You walk into your day knowing your inner domain is intact. When someone tries to push, manipulate, or guilt you, you feel the boundary. You honor it. You step forward. You see the difference. Not isolation, not bitterness, but quiet power. You still care for people. You still help. You still love. But your love isn't a trap. Your kindness isn't a weakness. Your presence isn't an invitation to abuse. Practical takeaways, apply them daily. Morning ritual. Before you engage with the world, spend 5 minutes in reflection. Affirm, my inner domain is mine. No one may breach it without my consent. Midday check-in. Take a moment when someone asks something of you. Pause before you answer. Ask yourself, does this align with my values? Am I choosing this? Evening review. Use the nightly reflection. Habit 10. Look back at your boundary moments. Don't judge. Learn, adjust. Visual cue. Use a symbol, a watch, a ring, a bracelet. Each time you glance at it, think, I am sovereign of my boundaries. Language practice. Say the word no, cleanly, kindly, firmly. No justification, no explanation. Your silence beyond it is your message. Community check. Surround yourself with 2 or 3 people who value clarity, respect, and growth. Limit exposure to draining dynamics. Nature connection. Once a week, walk in nature. Reflect. You are like the tree. You stand. You don't sway unless you choose to. You don't bend when you choose not to. Embrace discomfort. Whenever you feel guilt, anger, manipulation, pressure, you breathe, you reset, you reaffirm, I feel this, yet I stay. Read Stoic text. Choose a sentence from Seneca, Epictetus, or Marcus each morning. Let it be your mantra. Honor your boundaries with acts. If a boundary is set, let it be apparent. If you say earlier you won't bring work home, you don't. Your actions confirm your words. Because here is the truth. Holding boundaries isn't about shutting people out. It's about showing up for yourself so you can more fully show up for others. A clear heart can love deeply. A broken heart cannot. A boundary is the guard of your heart's capacity. Now ask yourself, what one boundary have I compromised for too long? What one line have I allowed someone to cross because I didn't to believe I had the right to stand firm? Promise yourself, tomorrow I will not. Tomorrow, I step into one boundary and I keep it. To close, you are not a victim of manipulation. You are not at the mercy of others' expectations. You are the steward of your inner world. The boundary you forge today becomes the field where your freedom grows. Voice rises slightly in emotional crescendo. Stand firm. Speak clearly. Decide quietly. The world may push you off balance, but your inner citadel stands unmoved. Thank you for being here. If you found value in this, if the habit seeds have begun to stir in you, then please subscribe and ring the bell for more Stoic wisdom. Because we're walking this path together. Stand tall. The road is not easy, but it is worth it. It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. Epictetus. Go forward into your day, with clarity, with calm, with courage. Your boundary is your strength. Your boundary is your freedom.